Lesson 1-2, the order of operations. The first question I want to ask is, why does order matter? I'm going to show you why order matters by solving this expression. Notice I have an addition sign and a multiplication sign. The first way I'm going to solve is by going left to right. 3 plus 5 is 8 times 2, 16. The other way I'm going to solve is by paying attention to the order of operations, which we'll talk about in 1 second. Order of operations tells us to multiply before we add. When you do that, you get 5 times 2, which is 10, plus 3, 13. So two very different answers. This is the correct one. If you don't follow the order of operations, you can get the wrong answer. When we simplify a numerical expression, you use the order of operations to replace the expression with the simplest form. For example, this was an expression. We simplified it down to its most simplest form. The order that you need to do all of the operations, follow this acronym PEMDAS. Each letter stands for something. P stands for parentheses. In other words, a grouping symbol. Sometimes they're parentheses, sometimes they're brackets. E stands for exponents. So after you work with whatever's in a parenthesis, then you move on to anything that has an exponent. It could be something squared, it could be something to the third power, and so on. M and D work interchangeably. M stands for multiply, and the D stands for divide. You can do either of these two first. Whichever one comes first when you're looking left to right is the one you want to do. I'll show you an example of this in a second. The A and the S stand for addition and subtraction, or add or subtract. These work interchangeably as well. You do whichever one comes first when looking left to right. So in other words, a good visual is this image right here. It still says PEMDAS, parentheses first, exponents, and then you do multiplying or dividing, whichever one comes first, and adding or subtracting, whichever one comes first. Let's do an example together. 4 plus 15 divided by 3. So this is an expression. When they say simplify it, you want it in its most simplified form. Adding and dividing are the operations. Division comes before adding in our PEMDAS. Sometimes it's helpful to write that on your paper as you work. So I'm going to divide first. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Then I'm going to rewrite everything I have, which is very important so you don't miss steps. Now I add 4 plus 5, and I get 9. Your work should kind of form a triangle, starting with your expression, and as you do steps, it gets less and less till finally you're at your final answer. Here's another example. 2 plus 5 times 3. Multiplying comes first. 5 times 3 is 15. Rewrite what I have. 2 plus 15 is 17. Circle my answer. 12 divided by 3 minus 1. I'm doing division first. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Minus 1 is 3. All right, here's another expression, this time a little bit longer. 3 times 5 minus 8 divided by 4 plus 6. All right, I'm going to write my PEMDAS down. I don't see any parentheses. I don't see any exponents, so I'm going to look for either multiplying or dividing. Well, 3 times 5 comes first. 3 times 5 is 15. I'm going to now rewrite my whole expression. Now I'm looking for more multiplying or dividing. Oh, here's division. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Rewrite what you have. Now, this is what I mean by working left to right. I have subtracting and I have addition left. In PEMDAS, addition technically comes first. But when these are the only operations left, you want to do them from left to right. So I'm actually going to work this way. 15 minus 2 is 13, plus 6 is 19. Let's do another example. We'll look at A. I'm looking through and I see a multiply right here. 1 times 2 is 2. Really important to rewrite the whole problem. Then look for your next step, subtraction, addition. Oh, there's dividing. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Rewrite. Now I have subtraction and addition left. I'm going to work left to right. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So there's that triangle I was talking about, how my work gets simplified to the final answer. Sometimes when you see a fraction bar, like this problem here, the fraction bar acts as a grouping symbol. I'm going to rewrite this problem. 4 plus 2 divided by 3. Even though in PEMDAS division comes before addition, we actually have to add first. We have to take care of whatever is on top and bottom before dividing. Now our bottom is already done. We have 3. But up here we can do some simplifying. We're going to actually add first. 4 plus 2 is 6. Rewrite my problem. Now I divide 6 divided by 3 and I get 2. We're going to do another one of those in 1 second. Here's an example where there are 2 grouping symbols. Notice the brackets on the outside and an inner parenthesis. You want to start the furthest in and work your way out. So I'm going to write this whole problem over. 24 divided by 6 minus 2 times 2 is 4. So I just took care of that parenthesis. Now I can do 6 minus 4. 24 divided by whatever I get. 6 minus 4 is 2. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Work from the inside out. Here's another fraction bar example. 1 plus 10 minus 2 over 4. I need to work with this numerator, the top of the fraction, before I can do anything. 10 minus 2 is 8. So I'm going to rewrite my whole problem. Now I have addition and division. Dividing comes first. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Add my 1. 3 is my final answer. That brings us to the end of our lesson. Here's your lesson check. Please complete problems 1 through 4. You are simplifying each expression using the order of operations. Don't forget to get all the way down to your final simplified answer. Good luck!